In July on Roanoke County Today, we visit the Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection, plus learn about permits from the new building commissioner. This and more coming up on RCT. Fire trucks, motorcycles, cement trucks, police cars, delivery trucks, garbage trucks, and even airplanes. That's what's waiting for you at the 6th Annual Touch a Truck Wheels, Wings, and Water, a free event on July 26 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Roanoke County's Green Hill Park. Don't miss over 200 vehicles in one place for you to climb on and set in, plus learn from the operators. Other favorite activities include fireman's foam and water spray and vendors of all kinds. Find out more at 540-777-6326 or visit RoanokeCountyParks.com.
Here at the Roanoke County Administration Building, dozens of people daily pass through here to conduct business transactions, such as paying personal property taxes or applying for building permits. And because of the high volume of citizens in and out, as well as employees, we've recently adopted some security measures. And here to talk to us more about it is Anne-Marie Green, who's the General Services Director for the county. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Amy. I'm glad to be here.
Great. Now tell us, what are some of the security measures we put in place?
Well, you know, we looked at our buildings. Sometimes things in the world seem a little bit scary, and so we've been looking at some of our buildings and thinking of ways that we could make them more secure, both for the people that work here and the citizens that come in here to conduct business. Obviously, it's a public building. We can't totally lock it down, so we're making a few changes, and one of them is a new security guard station here in the lobby at the Administration Center.
Great, okay. And I know here in the lobby, it's been a welcome site for employees and for citizens. And why is that? It seems like people are able to find out where they need to go in this building. It's often confusing.
It is confusing, and actually when we originally moved into this building, we had planned to have somebody here, and we actually already had this desk built that fits in and just pulls out from the wall. But, you know, we're always watching our pennies, and we just never ended up putting somebody here in the lobby, and we hoped that we would have good enough signage that people be able to figure out where they were going. And most people go to the treasurer, the commissioner's office. It's here on the first floor. But, you know, it seems like people are really happy now to have an actual person directing traffic. Even the employees have told me that they come in the door in the morning and somebody says hello to them, and it just makes them feel good.
Right, it is. So preparedness is the key here. That's unfortunately, that is something we have to plan for in this day and time, whether you're at home, at work, or just doing your day-to-day activities. So it's good to know that the county has these preparedness measures in place.
That's right.
So when citizens come in and out, some of the areas they go to,
They might see a little change.
They might see a little
bit of change.
Okay.
People who are coming here to the first floor are going to be able to go, if they need to know where to go, the security officer will tell them, the commissioner, the treasurer, and they'll just be able to go. But we are going to begin implementing where they're going to have to sign in if they're going up above the first floor, and this is standard in a lot of public buildings where people sign in. And if you're going up to the second floor to go to community development because you need a building permit or something like that, that's all you're going to have to do. You can still go up there. But to get further into the building, we will be handing out badges too, and that way if you get, you know, you're lost and you have a badge that says third floor, but somehow you went to the fourth floor, someone up there will be able to say, oh, I think you're on the wrong floor, let me help you find the right place.
Sure.
And the other thing that happens is if something did happen while people were here in the building, we'll have a sign-up sheet, and so if we're trying to evacuate the building, we'll say, oh, look at this, we've got 3 people that went to the 4th floor, we got to make sure they're accounted for also and get them out of the building.
Okay, good. That's good to know. So it's not because we've had a lot of activity or threatening activity here in the building. It's just an extra security precaution, as well as even better customer service for our citizens.
That's right. We're just trying to be proactive. It's, you know, it's always easy to react later and to say, oh, gee, we should have done that. We're just trying to do that ahead of time and exactly provide more service for the people that come into this building.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Anne-Marie, for joining us. We'll be back.
Think if your car has airbags you don't need to wear a seatbelt? Think again. An unrestrained occupant can be seriously injured when striking an airbag. There are 3 collisions in a crash. The vehicle strikes something, the body strikes something, internal organs strike something if the body suddenly stops. Seatbelts slow the body instead of a sudden stop, which lessens the 3rd collision. Always wear a seatbelt, even if your vehicle has airbags. Remember, click it or ticket.
Well, on July 26th at Roanoke County's Green Hill Park, there is going to be an incredible event called Touch a Truck. It's our 6th annual event, and it is so much fun. We have over 200 vehicles of all types. It's Touch a Truck, wheels, wings, and water. Okay, so the kids, and I say kids, but adults enjoy this event as well, can come out, they can climb, they can touch, they can get inside the driver's seat, they can honk the horns, they can do all kinds of wonderful things, as well as learn from the folks that actually operate all these fabulous vehicles. We have everything from fire trucks to dump trucks to big gigantic rigs to tractor trailers to motorcycles. We even have canoes and kayaks. We have police vehicles and SWAT vehicles. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it's a great, great time for families to come out. It's entirely free from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, July 26th. And then in addition to that, we also have other activities. We have the famous Fireman's Foam, where the kids can actually get in and just have a blast. Some of them even wear bathing suits. We also have water spray, we have a petting zoo, we have a clown, we have magicians, we have food vendors, all kinds of things. And the other interesting thing is that a lot of the companies that come out, for instance, the folks come out with the bucket trucks, even give kids rides in the bucket trucks. Then some of the other companies do all kinds of activities with their vehicles. Some of the great big tow trucks actually set up swings for the kids to actually get on and play. And it's just a fabulous day. We absolutely recommend bringing cameras, because there are moments you won't want to forget. And it's a wonderful time to bring the family out, come out, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the activities, and build memories. We're also always interested in bringing in new vehicles. I mean, whether companies or individuals would like to participate and bring out their cars or their trucks or whatever they have, we'd love to have some new folks join us this year. And all they have to do is go to our website, www.roanokecountyparks.com. They can call me at 777-6326, fill out an application. There's also no cost to participate. So we'd love to have some new, unusual vehicles. We'd like to have some additional electric cars, for instance, some more motorcycles. We just love for the public to participate in whatever way they would like. This is Saturday, July 26th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Roanoke County's Green Hill Park.
Have you ever wanted to make a difference in the life of an animal but didn't know how? The Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection is looking for volunteers to assist with the daily care of their animals. Volunteer opportunities include cat socialization, dog walking, front desk or kennel assistant, off-site adoption events, rescue networking, or shelter photography. As a volunteer, your time and talents will make a difference in the life of an animal. For more information on how to become a volunteer, call or email the Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here today to talk about building permits, or rather homeowners permits specifically, because there are a lot of types of permits that maybe we as homeowners don't realize we need to apply for. And so I'm joined today by Andy Morris, who has been named recently the building commissioner for Roanoke County. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. It's
Glad
good to be here,
have
Amy.
you. Good. So tell us, what kinds of permits should homeowners have they should be applying for?
On residential permits, homeowners should apply. Most permits are going to be required for any projects. Some minor projects like replacing water lines from your valves to your sink, things like that won't be required. But under most circumstances, normal work will require a permit. The best thing for a homeowner to do is call into our office and verify before they start the work. We've got a very good staff up front that can answer any of the questions, and they can guide them through the process if they do need a permit.
Okay. And how do people apply for permits? Is it a pretty simple process?
Depending on the project, it's relatively simple. You can do it one of several ways. You can come here to the Roanoke County Administration Building up on the second floor and see our counter staff back here. They'll take care of you. We also have a satellite office in Vinton, over at Vinton Town Hall, where they can issue permits there as well.
Okay.
Now you can also fax them in. You can email them into our office, or we also have a new program called Easy Perm or Easy Trades. That's you can do it online. Now, this currently only takes care of trade permits, such as electrical repairs, plumbing repairs, gas line repairs, but as time goes on, we're going to expand that to pretty much all of what we offer.
So that's great. That's a good service for our citizens. They don't have to come to the building, the administration building here, but they can go online. So that's even better customer service for our citizens.
And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to continue to improve our customer service skills, and we've listened to the contractor community as well as the citizens' concerns and try to address them as they come in. Of course, we're always here to help them. If they have any questions, feel free to come in and we'll be glad to sit down with them and talk to them and help them work through projects.
Okay. Now walk me through, you mentioned a couple of types of permits.
Okay.
Walk me through the process. If I call in and say, I'm changing a receptacle in my home, what do? I call in here, and then what happens?
You would call in here and talk to one of our permit staff. They would evaluate what you're doing. They could lead you online to where the paperwork is online for you to fill out. It's all you can fill out online. You can print it or you can download it and then email it to our office. Then once our staff processes it, they will call you to get the payment for the permit. Permits are, the minimum payment's typically $30.
Okay.
And once that's done, they can issue it and they can actually email it right back out to the person. So they don't have to come here at all. A lot of times homeowners want to come in because it's more comfortable for them to sit down and just show us a rough
questions.
picture and say, what do we do? How do we do this? And we enjoy doing that, working with them. That's part of our customer service.
And so then the homeowner would make the changes needed, and then do you have to come out and inspect that? Is that required?
Once the changes are made, they will tell them when they issue the permit what inspections they would need. They'll call into our office before 4 p.m. the day before. We'll send an inspector out just to verify all the work's done properly, to make sure they're safe in their homes. And that's one of the main purposes with the building permits, is to make sure you're safe in your home.
Sure. Are there any other requirements?
Well, depends on what you're looking to do. For if you're doing a shed, if you're doing less than 200 square feet, then you have to get a zoning permit, not a building permit. And above 200 square feet, then you start looking at building permits as well as zoning permit. So it just varies depending on what you're doing. Could be a residential addition. When you do that, you're going to need probably a full set of plans, just depending on how much you're doing. And a lot of that's what we discuss at the counter with them, trying to figure out if they need an architect or if the homeowner can work their way through drawing them and working with us. And a lot of people can draw their own plans.
Okay, so there are a lot of requirements, but again, I think as a homeowner, I may have a lot of questions too, but as you said, the staff here, that's what they're here to do, is to help walk you through that.
Exactly. That's what we're here for, is customer service. And we'll work with anybody, anytime. They can feel free to call us. We're here from 8 in the morning till 5 in the evening.
Okay, good, great. Well, thank you for sharing this with us, Andy, and please do call Roanoke County, the Community Development Office, and we can assist you further.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back.
This is Chief Howard Hall of the Roanoke County Police Department. I'd like to thank the almost 80% of Virginians who already wear their seatbelt. However, there were still 310 people who died last year in Virginia while unrestrained. Seatbelts are the best defense in a crash and save thousands of lives each year. During the Click It or Ticket campaign, we will have officers out day and night aggressively enforcing Virginia's occupant protection laws. If you are caught not wearing a seatbelt or using a child seat as required, you will get a ticket. The warnings are over. Click it or ticket.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here at one of my favorite places, the Roanoke Center for Animal Care and Protection, or for short, RCACP, and I'm joined with Roxy Brown, who is the adoption coordinator. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
We're excited.
Give us an overview of the RCACP.
So we wear a lot of different hats here. We service animal control, which means that anything that gets picked up within Botetourt County, Town of Vinton, Roanoke City, and Roanoke County, they'll bring it in here, whether it's off the streets or they go straight to someone's house and get them. We also take in animals from the public directly, and we can get anything on any given day. We take aggressive cases. We take people that just can't keep their animals anymore. We take animals from families that have medical things going on. So that's one part of it, is just that with the community, and then another part of it is just we do adoptions now. We do rescuing, which is a little bit different than adoptions, so lots of different hats, lots of animals.
Absolutely. And what types of animals do you receive?
We
Obviously
receive-
dogs.
Yeah,
but
a little bit of everything. Gosh, Typically, obviously, we do like dogs and cats, and those are our two big things, but we also take lots of exotics. We take birds, ferrets.
Really?
The other day we had a piglet here, so we take a little bit of everything.
You do take a little bit. Wow, that's exciting. And so how many animals per year do you usually take in?
Rolling the numbers from the last half decade, the annual average would be about 6,000 animals a year.
Wow.
A little bit over 6,000.
That is a
Yeah,
lot.
we definitely have an abundance.
You do.
Yeah.
So we do need to find, or the goal then is to find a forever home
Yeah, that's
for
the
these
goal.
animals.
And sometimes, you know, it's better actually to just place them with a rescue that can put them in foster care. Sadly, a lot of the times when dogs and cats come in here, the most heartbreaking thing is that this is actually the best life that they've had. You know, they come in and they haven't been taken care of. They've never had training. They've never had love. They are hard up just to get a meal. So sometimes it's better, I think, for us to just put them in a foster home where they can kind of rehabilitate them and then get them to a forever home. But ultimately, the goal is to get them directly out of here into a forever home.
Okay. And then if not a home, you mentioned the rescue agencies too. There are multiple agencies that will
Thousands,
that work with you.
And they play a really big role as far as our live release rate and just getting these animals into safety. So as much as adoptions, we like to utilize them. They do so much for us by rescuing these animals. So it's a little bit of both. We work well as a team.
Great. And so how would someone adopt an animal?
Really easy, actually. I think a lot of people don't realize that we're doing adoptions now, so that's the biggest thing. We want to get the word out about that. But you can visit our website, which is rcacp.org. You can go on there and just search our database for strays and adoptable animals. And then you can either call or come in. It's very simple. You just fill out an application with us. Basic stuff that we check. You know, if you have a landlord, we want to make sure that they're okay with you getting the pet. We just want to know that, you know, all the animals that are currently in the house are vet checked, but it's very, very simple. Our fees are really affordable. We take care of the spay or neuter, rabies shot, we microchip them, you know, we combo test cats for feline AIDS and leukemia, we heartworm test our dogs.
Wow, that's a lot. So you're really taking good care of the animals before they even get into that forever home.
So for the first entire year of their life when they leave here, they're up to date on everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And are there any special events that may be coming up?
We have something coming up in September that I know about that's going to be with the new PetSmart that's on Franklin Road. They're also our adoption partners. We do 7-day-a-week adoptions there with our cats. So for people that don't want to come into the shelter and that, you know, it's a little too heartbreaking and overwhelming for them, they can actually go over to PetSmart, look at the cats there, and just adopt directly from PetSmart without ever having to step foot in our facility. In September, we're going to do a huge tent adoption event with them, and we're going to be the lead partner, and we're just going to get a bunch of rescues and local places to just try and get some animals out.
Good. So good community coordination. It's great the community is working with you so much.
And I'll just get the word out about what we're doing and just the positive movement that we've made in the last year.
Sure. Well, that's great. This is some great information.
Absolutely.
And I certainly hope our viewers will come out to the center and help a dog, cat, or another type of animal find their forever home. We'll be right back. We're here now with Brittany Nelson with the RCACP, and she's going to talk to us about volunteering. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So how does RCACP use volunteers?
We use them in a variety of ways. A big thing is getting our dogs out to walk. So volunteers really like that. We do cat socialization for cats that are a little more skittish. We have photographers who come in. They do pictures of the animals, which really helps promote getting them adopted. And then we do have a couple who do like social media marketing and stuff like that online. So
Okay, good. Any way to communicate out to the public that you need more volunteers?
yeah, so we really need more volunteers, especially for the dogs, just because the dogs here are cooped up all the time and they need to get out and get out running. And we actually are trying to implement something where we can let the volunteers take them out hiking or go out on the greenway, stuff like that. So that way the volunteers don't have to stay here at the shelter. So
You get to get out with the animals.
yeah. and it helps
Okay,
them.
how many volunteers do you have right now?
It varies because it depends on, we have a lot of people sign up, but then just active volunteers, I think we have about 25 right now.
Okay.
but it varies from time to depending on people have time,
Sure.
stuff like that.
You could use them every day, all day long.
Yeah, we
couldn't you?
could use one or two at least every day, at least just to walk dogs. So,
Sure. And what are the requirements to volunteer?
you have to be 18 and older to volunteer here. And then we just run a background check to make sure there's no animal cruelty or anything in that you're in their background, and just go through an orientation to learn all of our regulations and rules, and that's about it. So
You don't have to have any specialized skills.
no specialized skills.
Just the desire to help
Just a desire
animals.
to help animals and come here. We just want to help out the staff and everybody here. So
Okay, good. So for time involved, what are your hours here at the center?
we allow our volunteers to be here from around 11:30 when we open up. Sometimes we'll make exceptions if they want to come a little bit early, and then 5:45 is when we ask them to leave because we close at 6.
Okay.
But we do open our doors. We're closed here to the public on Sunday, but volunteers are allowed to come here on Sunday as well.
Okay,
Because we know that's a big time for volunteers to have the weekend off to come and
Sure.
work with the animals.
okay. So you have a lot of opportunities depending on people's schedules. Some people may work, they could help out
Yeah,
in the
and then
evenings.
we're actually trying to see if it works. We have an after-hours program where maybe people can come after work. It really just, we tried it out and didn't get as much as we'd like, but if people want to, keep implementing that, we can do that as well.
Sure,
So-
okay, good. How do people sign up to volunteer here?
You just have to fill out an application. It's on our website, volunteer application, to come bring it down. We have them here if you want to come down here and fill it out, and then we give it to our volunteer coordinator, and she'll call them back and set up a time where they can do kind of a meeting to go over everything and run the background check and all that. So
Okay, and tell me the website.
it's rcacp.org.
.org. Okay, and you can look for the application there. Good. Well, thank you for joining us. Again, they need more volunteers here at the RCACP, and it's a great place to be. It's really a good field place to be and good things to do.
The
So,
animals really enjoy it. So.
sure, great. We encourage you to sign up.
Roanoke County has launched a new generation of public geographic information system (GIS) applications that allow greater and easier access to the county's mapping, tax parcel, zoning, and government and services data. The new application can be found in the new Maps and Apps gallery through the county's GIS page. A separate desktop computer application leverages new technology to provide citizens with three-dimensional imagery of the county. Efficient delivery of technology services is a core mission for Roanoke County's GIS Services Group. To check out the new technology, visit roanokecountyva.gov/GIS.
Welcome back to the show. Well, it's official, summer is here, and with that comes people being by the pool or by the grill. So here to talk more with us about some preparedness tips for summer is Brian Klingenpeel, who's the Public Education Specialist for Roanoke County Fire and Rescue. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
So, we're outside. People are going to be by the pool a lot. So let's start with water safety. I know swimming is one of the most important life lessons that someone can know. What are
Yes.
some good tips for us?
Especially for kids. When it comes to injuries that kill kids, drowning is one of the top ones for kids ages 1 to 4.
Right.
So I really want to urge parents who have small children that some adult needs to be watching the kids when they're around the pool. It's easy when we have a group of adults to think, oh, Amy's watching the kids. And Amy thinks, oh, Brian's watching the kids.
Sure.
When in actuality, nobody's
No one
watching
is.
the kids. So you got to really make sure that somebody is watching the kids, that you designate somebody. You can take 15-minute shifts. You can go to www.safekids.org and download a little card that says Water Watcher. And the
good
adult
idea.
wears it or holds it so that everybody knows you're responsible for watching the kids around the pool for the next 15 minutes. And then, like I said, you trade it off. But that is so important. Kids can drown in as little as an inch of water. So even those kiddie pools that you have in the backyard, when the kids are done playing in those, they need to be emptied and they need to be stored upside down so it doesn't collect rainwater or those kinds of things either. So they need to be stored upside down because that can be very dangerous too.
Sure.
And if you have a pool at home, we always recommend a 4-foot high fence on all 4 sides around the pool with a gate that will close and latch so that we don't have anybody getting into the pool area when
Right,
we
that's
didn't know they were
important.
there. So that's very important too.
Now, we do live near Smith Mountain Lake, so people are out boating on the weekends. Are there some good tips for boating safety?
Yeah, I think what I would come back to there is, again, in terms of a water safety thing, is wear a flotation device. And don't depend, this goes for the pools too, don't depend on the inflatable floaties. That's not a life-saving device, it's a swimming aid. So everyone needs to have a personal flotation device that they can have access to and wear while on the boat.
Okay, so those are some good practical tips. Now, we spent the whole day at the pool. It's time to come home and hit the grill.
That's exactly right.
So I know you've got some great tips for the grill. I've learned a couple of things from some of your tips, so let's share that with our viewers.
Grilling safety is one of those that is very important, and it is going to be gearing up during the summer months. I can't stress enough about not having the grill this close to the deck.
Sure, not when it's on.
This is a no-no.
Right.
Not under the eaves, not next to the siding. Really shouldn't be any kind of a grill on a wooden deck. I know a wooden deck is very popular. We go out there to grill, but especially if it's a charcoal grill grill puts off embers, and those embers can fall on the wooden deck, and the wooden deck is connected to the house, and then we've got a real problem if that catches on fire.
Right.
So the grill needs to be kept a safe distance away from the house, out from under the eaves, away from the deck, so that we don't have those kinds of things happen.
Okay.
Also, when it comes to a charcoal grill, whatever we use to light the grill, if we're using lighter fluid, we don't want to add more to that after the grill has lit. That is a recipe for disaster. Once we have the open flame, then that's it. We don't add any more lighter fluid beyond that point. Also, we've talked a lot before on this show about how cooking is the #1 cause of house fires in America.
Sure.
Everybody's heard me say that. So this is no different. It's cooking. And so it should not be left unattended. When you've got the grill on and something on the grill, you need to stay with it. And the kids need to be kept at least 3 feet away from the grill.
Right, and pets too.
Pets too,
like
absolutely.
To wander around and pick up the food that falls on the ground.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, this is something that I learned from you that I did not know in regards to a gas grill. I know the last time I cooked out, I thought we had a leak on some of the hoses.
Yes.
So how can you check for those leaks?
A little bit of soapy water on those hose will produce bubbles if there's a leak. And so that's a good tip for checking to see if there are leaks, because again, if it's natural gas, propane, then we don't want any kind of leak near that open flame. That can be disastrous as well.
And it makes you all busier than ever. Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've grilled, we've been to the pool, and we're headed into 4th of July, which means fireworks. I know fireworks are very dangerous. I think I've read that it's one of the leading causes of eye injuries.
It is. And just the heat. We bake a cake at 325 degrees. Wood burns at 575 degrees. Glass melts at 900 degrees. And sparklers burn at 1,200 degrees.
I had no idea. Those little sparklers the kids wave around.
The little sparklers the kids wave around burn at 1,200 degrees. So that's 300 degrees more than glass melting. So you can see where there's potential for serious injury and harm to kids. Our advice is always just leave the fireworks to the professionals. Go to one of the professional shows that will be, for instance, in the town of Vinton this year, and see that show. That'll be a good show, and all those folks will be safe, and just leave it to the professionals. Just a reminder that in the state of Virginia, anything that flies through the air or goes boom, makes a loud noise, goes bang, is illegal in the state of Virginia. So we've got to remember that too, and our advice is just leave the fireworks to the professionals.
Sure. Okay, great. Well, you've given us some good tips. We appreciate it. And we want to make sure everybody stays safe this summer. We don't want our fire and rescue teams to be coming out to visit anybody. So keep these tips in mind, and we'll be right back.